working as a forest management and conservation specialist on the ESP project, which is environmental sustainability practice in the cocoa landscapes. My mood now is sort of calm and expectant. It's my first time, and I think Matthias has been trying to get me on this call for quite some time now. And every time I'm out in the field, and it had to be today or next year, I think. So I'm glad I was able to make it. And I don't know who, I mean, Ghana, Paraguay, the rate of deforestation, who tops, but I'm happy we are all trying to work to mitigate that. And yeah, glad to be here to share and learn from other countries what is working, what are the challenges, what's the best way forward. I think that's that. It's good to see new faces, new people. And that's just about it. Christine, looks like you're the last person. I have no choice but pass to you.
Hi, yeah, I'm Christine Ratcliffe. I'm from Partnerships for Forests. We have, we're centrally based in Bristol in the UK, but we have regional offices in Western Central Africa, in Ghana, in East Africa, in Ethiopia, Southeast Asia, Indonesia, and a new office in Sao Paulo for the Latin America team. My mood is I'm feeling quite motivated. I always enjoy these kinds of discussions. I find they, boost motivation, kind of reinvigorate what we're doing and why we're doing it, kind of thing. And what came to mind during that exercise for this community of practice, I guess, was that P4F has a generous budget, but it's relatively modest, and we try and nest within other initiatives and programs, etc. So relationships are important for us, and it's another opportunity to build more relationships. I think it looks like Paola. Are you? Yeah, I'll pass it on to you.
Hi, thank you. So I'm Paula. I'm from Brazil, but I'm based in Geneva. I joined the UNEP-FI team a month and a half ago, and I'm focusing on helping the GGP program, the Good Growth Partnership, with focus in Brazil and Paraguay. So I'm excited. I came from the private sector, but in Brazil, working with farmers and on the transaction side. So I'm very excited to learn more about the sustainability approach that you have to connect with people. I think it's a good way, having the fact that everybody is in a different part of the globe. So I think I'm excited to learn and exchange with all. And I think you can see here, Leo Rotril.
Right, so I'm unmute. Hi, I'm Leo Bottrell. I'm the founder of MapHubs. We're a startup that specializes in particularly rainforest monitoring. We work with a range of watchdogs, companies, and government agencies monitoring rainforest, particularly for commodities related to like palm oil, cocoa, rubber, many different places. My mood's a bit sleepy because I'm in San Francisco, and so it's about just past 8:18 now. But I'm happy to learn from everyone here. It's quite an interesting group of people. I'm also quite happy because I'm visiting my sister, and I'm here for my brother-in-law's 40th birthday. So we're going to have a pretty fun weekend, I think. And my general expectation or my hope is there's a great opportunity. Particularly because I work in technology, I think there's an incredible opportunity to make more visibility of what's actually happening on the ground. And I'm very excited to hear about your experiences and maybe share some of mine and exchange some ideas. So thanks.
Thanks, Leo. We want to pass it on to Yancy. Hi everyone. So yeah, my name is Jensi. Based in Indonesia, in Jakarta. I am the national program project coordinator for the marine commodities. We just started the project like about 2 months ago, so I just on board as well. My mode right now, for sure, I'm really excited meeting a lot of new friends, new community. Um, I also really care about this community because for sure I will learn from all of you, from other commodities, how you guys run your commodities and also challenges in other countries. Yeah, thank you.
Great, thank you all for sharing, and you're very, very welcome. We're gonna just move into sharing some slides with you, just to tell you a little bit about like what the community is about. And I'm just gonna check in with Matthias. Am I sharing the slides or are you sharing the slides? I think you said because I'm lip reading. But, yeah.
I'm sharing
Okay.
it. Just a second.
All right. Okay.
Yes, give me a minute. Having two screens is a bit complicated with PowerPoint and the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. We can pause. Great. Do you want to make it full screen, or is that going too far with the technology?
Yeah, it's a bit complicated because if I share it, I'll be sharing two.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's right.
That's the best I can.
Okay, we'll roll with it.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. That's better. All right. So yeah, so we just wanted to just first of all start with like, okay, what's the purpose and the approach and the value added of this community, and basically we're trying to, well, what we're doing is providing a safe learning space to exchange knowledge and experience. And what we mean by that is like, most of the time we learn the most from mistakes, right? When things go wrong, that's when we learn a lot. And we want to create a space where it feels safe enough to share when things go right, but also when things go wrong, so that we're really, really learning from each other and also drawing support from each other. We also like focus quite a lot on the fact that everybody's individual work and experience is different. And so we really want to honor that. And alongside that, we say, oh, actually individual experience can be turned into guidance and best practice that can then be kind of shared in a way that others can use. So we take quite a lot of time to spend like one-on-one time with people, and then also be like, oh, what are you learning in your context, in your project, and how can that be applied like back up the chain and then like shared globally with others. So we create guidance and materials and tools related to on the ground experience or from on the ground experience. And we then, assist practitioners. So you're all, practitioners with challenges that you encounter in your day-to-day work. So you'll see later, depending on like which topics you're most interested in, then you'll have specific moderators that you can speak with and talk to, or you might even have like one-to-one support from specific advisors. So that's generally the purpose. The way that we do it, our approach is that we connect, like it's multi-stakeholder. So we connect practitioners from government, from civil society, and also from business. And so the community has people from all those sectors inside of it. And depending on which streams you sign up to and which workshops, virtual workshops you attend, you'll meet a variety of different people from different sectors. And also at the Good Growth Conference, which we'll talk to you about, so we have a face-to-face like gathering every year. You get to meet like everybody in the we also focus our approach on like action learning. So really like being with what's real right now, and then going through those kind of cycles of, okay, so if we reflect on that, what did we learn? How do we make sense of it? And then what does that mean for the next action that we take? And then we try to like synchronize our work with like what you guys are actually doing in your projects or on the ground. So we want to make sure that what we're offering is like aligned with your realities. And so we use like individual support, guidance documents, like online workshops that we record so you can also access them later, problem solving like working groups that are global, and also the conference, as I mentioned, as kind of the
Did she freeze?
Yeah, I can't hear.
No. Lisa? Just give her a minute, okay?
I think she probably went off.
Yeah.
So where did you lose me? Matthias, where did I get cut off?
We lost you at instrument. We use workshops, problem solving, working groups.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to move to value added. So as you can see on this call, we have people from around the world working on different commodities from different sectors. And in the community, we have like, more than 100 people working in Brazil, Costa Rica, Latin America, Africa, Asia, and from different sectors as well. So we think we're a really good mix of like practitioners, leaders, and change makers, right? So all of you are either leading a project or setting up a startup and trying to create change in the world, right, for good. So that's kind of what everybody is up to. And we really concentrate on the needs of people working like on the ground. When we say on the ground, we kind of mean like at the forefront of the work. And we also promote what we call the integrated approach. And this relates to the Good Growth Partnership, which I'll talk about a bit later. Like looking at, okay, so if you want to create systems change, how do you look at production on the ground, demand, and also financial transactions? And what's the relationships between those when you look at different commodities and want to transform them towards sustainability? We're kind of building on the convening power of UNDP and also of the partners in the Good Growth Partnership, which I'll talk to you about others. And we talk regularly with, the Tropical Forest Alliance and the New York Declaration on Forests, and just making sure that we're supplementing those initiatives and coordinating well with those, like the Global Forest Platform and things like that. Yeah, next slide, please, Matthias, and over to you.
Thank you, Lisa. So this slide is basically to show you guys that the aim of this community is not just to grow just for the sake of it. We don't want to be a 500 people community with no one participating, but we want to keep it small and people engaging and participating and contributing to what we're doing, basically. So we created this structure or process of affiliation for our community. I mean, this can be this could be exchange and not, we cannot, it can be followed in different ways. For example, I'm gonna go step by step. So the referral. So the people inside the community can refer new people. Most of you were referred by someone in the community. Juami, for example, got referred by Nicola. Paula Alves was referred by Pascal Bonson. Leo, he was referred by Kifa, and so on. So everybody gets referred by someone. So from now on, for example, if you commit to join the community, you can start referring new people. So then you apply. You basically I'm gonna send you an email after this call, and we want you to tell us what you do and what's the purpose of you joining the community. Then we invite you to join the streams. Basically, we have 11 streams that you can choose of. And then you have so you go to the invitation to join the orientation call. This is the orientation call that you are, the orientation call where you are right now, where we show you the community, what it is about and all that. And we can answer your questions as well. Then afterward, you select the streams that you want to be part of, and you register. I'm gonna present you to the moderators of each stream so they can know who you are, what you do, and what your expectations are, and all that. And we send a welcome, once a month, we are trying to send a welcome email and introduction to the whole community, presenting you who's new, who was added to the community. And then once you select the streams you want to be part of, we send you a learning needs assessment survey. So this is basically just to ask you whether you have a specific needs or a specific learning that you want to achieve in this community and the streams that you have chosen. So what I was talking about, this is not really strict. For example, Jancy, he participated in a workshop a few days ago, and he wasn't already a part of the community. But we try to follow this structure. But you can Leo also, he participated in a workshop with Kifa. So this is the basic step-by-step process to join the community, but it can be flexible, let's say. Anybody has any questions regarding this? Everything good? All right, so now I'm gonna go through. So we have 3 type of participants or members in our community. We have the fellows, we have the practitioners, and the lifetimers. So the fellows are people who they're working on sustainable agriculture commodities, or maybe they are part of other sustainability initiatives. The practitioners, those are people implementing or funding commodity-related projects delivered by UNDP or the Good Growth Partnership. Practitioners who are working on the ground, let's say. And this could be, practitioners could include government, civil society, or even company, private sector representative involved in these projects. Those are the practitioners. And the lifetimers are people who were involved in shaping this community, people who have been in the community for several years, people who help create this community. Those are the lifetimers. And I'm gonna go through the benefits and the expected contributions of each membership type, let's say. So for our fellows, we give them the opportunity, we give them the access to all facilitated dialogue and knowledge exchanges, meaning the workshop and the documents that are created by these streams. So you will have access to all of this. You have access to moderators and facilitator expertise. Yeah, you can each moderator has the opportunity to share some knowledge with you. And you are invited to join. We are in the process of creating a LinkedIn and Facebook group, so you will be invited to join these two groups. And you are invited to the Good Growth Conference that is going to happen. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that afterwards. And what are your expected contributions? You can, yeah, we want you to have budget for and also attend the Good Growth Conference. And we want you to actively contribute to the liveness of the streams that you choose to be part of. And of course, also the LinkedIn and Facebook groups. Then we have the practitioners. So as we go on, so each membership tab has its own benefits and an increase of benefits, and as well it has an increase of expected contributions, let's say. So practitioners, they have the benefit of also everything that the fellows have: access to facilitated dialogue, moderators and facilitator expertise. But they also get assistance with thematic stream related project challenges. They have access to guidance material related to projects that were previously organized. They also have cooperation with peers, professional and personal development. So they have the opportunity to become lifetimers in the future. And they are invited to the Good Growth Conference. They yeah, those are as the fellows have, they also get invited to join the LinkedIn and Facebook groups as the fellows. So what are the incentives of being a practitioner? Well, the incentive for practitioners, basically, they have the potential participation in South-South study tours. This doesn't mean that we're gonna pay for them, but we can organize them. If we find synergies among practitioners that they have similar situations, we can organize these South-South study tours. And they have the potential to receive individual support from a GCP advisors. We have many advisors of community, on commodities, on learning, on program. So they have access to this opportunity. And as I said before, they can become a lifetimers. What are their expected contributions? We expect them to encourage other people to join the community. We want them to be active contributors and learners in the respective learning forums. So we want them to be active as well. We want them to actively share documents, photos, or any learning document that they have access to. And we want them to contribute in the LinkedIn and Facebook group. And of course, also attend the Good Growth Conference. And the lifetimers, so they basically get the benefit of, I mean, all the benefits from the others as well, but they're also invited to, they have the opportunity to profile themselves in the GCP website and the Good Growth Partnership website with any opportunity or any good work that they have done. So they have the benefit of being profiled in our website. And the incentives, oh, I didn't pass the slide, I'm sorry. Here we go. So the incentives of being a lifetimers is becoming, they have the opportunity of becoming a moderators of a thematic stream in this community. And also they have the opportunity of becoming a Green Commodities Program advisor in the future. So what we expect from them, also as before, we expect them to invite people to join the community. We want them to provide expertise when requested in specific facilitated dialogues and workshops. We want them to have budget and also attend the Good Growth Conference. And also, yeah, we wanted to participate in this community stock tape workshop to assess the value added and performance of the community. So we want them to be advisors for the community. That's the expected contribution from the lifetimers. Before we go to the next slide, any questions? Nope, everything good? All right. So over to you, Liz, with National Multi-Stakeholders.
Thanks, Matthias. Great. So I actually wanted just to ask you at this point in time, like, we hold like multi-stakeholder dialogue as kind of an essential approach to creating change towards sustainability, especially in supply chains or in commodities. And I just wanted to ask you, like, what does meaningful multi-stakeholder dialogue look like? What would be essential to make it good or effective? Any thoughts around that?
I would say make it more participatory and getting input from different stakeholders, because they all may have different view on what you may call a problem or what we may identify as a solution. And each person can weigh in on and therefore own whatever comes out of it. And once they own it, implementation becomes relatively easy. So that is one aspect that I'll add. I'll let the others also talk.
Yeah, thanks, Kwame. That's like so fundamental. Do you want to come and work with us? Like, you totally nailed it. Thank you. Anyone else? Like from your experience, or you could even say a time when you saw something that didn't work. You're like, oh, that really didn't work. Yancy, what are your thoughts?
Well, the one that didn't work probably if all the stakeholders that join the dialogue is not where they have different vision about the objective of the multi-stakeholders dialogue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right, totally. So if we don't spend time at the beginning on like what's the common vision or the common purpose of why we're all in the room together, then it gets really messy later, because everybody is like, I thought I was here. Taking the time at the beginning to be like, this is why we're here, and does everybody understand that, is really, really important. Yeah, thank you. Mm-hmm. One more, anyone?
Perhaps it's different in this context, but to ensure there's a process that means, and this probably is echoing some of the stuff that Kwame said, but to ensure there's a process that means that the stakeholders involved have equal opportunity to engage, and that there's a demonstrated, I guess, record of or process as to how that their feedback is considered and incorporated. So I guess there's different kinds of consultation and engagement, and some of it's just informing people this is what we're going to do, and some of it's a lot more collaborative in terms of figuring out problems together.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And also, like, who are the ones who have who need more support to be able to access the dialogue, and how do we make sure we remember them, like smallholder farmers, for example, or women often, and do we have the budget for it? So not like, also the process needs the budget, because that often requires going out to them rather than bringing them to you. So yeah, thanks, Christine, that's really great. So just to say briefly, like we at GCP designed a methodology 4 years ago, which is called National Commodity Platforms. But really the central piece is how do you do multi-stakeholder dialogue at a kind of nation level or national level in a good way, right? So trying to bring best practices around that, and then developing tools and guidance and process and budgets and methodologies for that, and training people who run platforms around the world on what we think is a good way to do that. And we have a stream on that Matthias is going to talk about later. Next slide, please, Matthias. Yeah, and so this is the overview of the methodology. We've just broken it down. I mean, this is like the highest level I could show you on one slide. There's an entire Google Drive that exists behind this. And it's really saying like, what are the key milestones along what we've designed as 4 stages of dialogue to create like a coordinated strategy or plan for a country around a particular commodity. So like in the case of Ecuador, Indonesia, working on marine commodities, you guys are in like just at the edge of design, about to go into dialogue. You're on the cusp of those 2 stages. And it's just about saying like, how do we create some key milestones that we think are essential? And just to point out, Kwame, one of the things you said earlier, in the dialogue stage, you'll see here, like point number 5, it says final root cause analysis report. And this, I mean, it sounds very technical, but actually what it means is let's not talk about or write down any solutions until we all agree on what the problems are. So like you said, Kwame, if we don't all agree what the problems are, then when we start talking about solutions, we go round in circles, right? So it's like saying a line in the sand, okay, this is what we all agree, we're here to fix these things. And we think that they're really the root cause of the problems, not just the surface problems, right? So we have guidance and training around what that looks like and how to do that as well. So just to pull out an example. Next slide, please, Matthias. And then, so this is the approach of the Good Growth Partnership. So one of the things that we do at the Green Commodities Program is support and coordinate the learning and management of the Good Growth Partnership. And this community is part of that. And what's great about it is, of course, you know, like that's, Paula, you work for UNEP Finance Initiative. So we're bringing in like the kind of integrated approach with all the stakeholders too. So with the partners are UNEP FI, IFC, International Finance Corporation, the World Wildlife Fund, and Conservation International. And IFC and UNEP FI work on the transactions pieces. WWF is generally responsible for demand at a global level and in different countries. And then UNDP and Conservation International focus on the production side. And this is it's sponsored and funded by GEF, the Global Environmental Facility, and it's being rolled out in Liberia, Indonesia, Brazil, and Paraguay. So this is just something that the community supports and kind of holds this partnership as well. It's part of what we do. Next one, Matthias, and over to you.
All right, so what is happening this year? So we have a new community structure. I'm going to present you the 2018 thematic and knowledge streams and the Good Growth Conference. So this is the overall concept of the community. This concept we want to keep throughout the next few years. So we have 4 buckets. We can call it buckets on the thematic streams. We have streams that focus on policies, legislations, and standards. We have another bucket that focuses on production and farmer support. Another one that focuses on land and seascape management, and the last one on economic incentives. These are streams that try to take deep dives on issues that are related to key aspects of our work, let's say. Then we have the knowledge streams that are, we have three types. We have functionals, we have regional, and commodity related streams. This year we only have functional streams. And we're gonna develop regional and commodity related streams the next few years, but as I'm gonna show you in the next few slides, this year we only have functional streams. And then we have the central forum, that is where we provide ongoing connectivity within the community, and just to ensure the integration and the practical relevance of facilitated exchanges. This is where we meet each other in person, and we finalize what we did throughout the year. And these are the thematics. I'm gonna go through these really quickly. We are 10 minutes away of finishing this call, so I'm gonna go through really quickly. I'm gonna send you a presentation where all of these streams are detailed more throughoutly in the next few minutes after this call, so I'm just gonna list them really quickly, okay? So we have one stream that focuses on sustainability of national community platforms, which is led by Leif Peterson. Another one led by Leif is the linking national and subnational intervention and stakeholder participation. Another one is focused. I mean, you can see the colors which are related to the last slide, this one. We have another one on national extension services and their financing, led by Nicolas Petit. We have another one that is focused on private sector engagement, led by Charlie O'Malley. We have another one led by Jessica Fermansky, which is focused on sourcing from sustainable landscape and deforestation-free jurisdictions. And another one led by Kifa Sasa, which focuses on models and best practices on monitoring land use change. Those are the thematic streams that we have this year. And these are the knowledge streams. As you can see, they're all functional. We have two that are led by Lisa Melvin, who is here with us. One is focused on operationalizing national commodity platforms. And the other one led by Lisa is facilitating multi-stakeholder dialogue. Then we have two others, which are led by our M&E and gender expert, Colleen McNally Murphy. We have gender mainstreaming and monitoring and evaluation. Those are the two led by Colleen. And the last one, but not less important, the one led by Lisa Healer, our senior communications advisor from GCP, Green Commodities Program, which is the communication stream. Those are the knowledge streams that we have this year. Do you have any questions about this? Nope. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
So the previous slide, could you, can someone join like multiple streams? For example, sourcing from sustainable landscapes and deforestation-free jurisdictions, and then modeling land use change, as well as maybe communication or others. I mean, between the knowledge stream and then the others, could someone have join multiple streams?
Yes, definitely. You are able to join as many streams as you want, but the problematic things about it is that we have workshops almost every week. So it's definitely not realistic so that you will be able to join every workshop every week. So I mean, we all know that every single one of us is super busy. So joining every single workshop will be definitely difficult for everyone, you know. But I mean, if you can manage your time and you can see, I'm gonna send you the calendar of the whole community this year. after this call. So you can take a look at the calendar and you can see which one you can join, which one you can't, and yeah, and so on. But you can definitely join as many one as you want. And yeah, as we said before, we have the Good Growth Conference next year. Still being the date is still being determined. We're gonna announce it as soon as we have it in the next few weeks. It's gonna happen in the Amazon in Peru. So it's gonna happen between the Q1 and Q2. So save Q1 and Q2 for the Good Growth Conference.
Matthias, can I just jump in just to 1 minute on that? So just to say about the Good Growth Conference, I just really encourage you to participate. So I'm the lead architect and facilitator for this. And we're really designing it so that there'll be like a first day high level meeting in Lima. And then we're really going to the Amazon. It's not like saying we're going to the Amazon, we actually are. And the reason for that is that we really want this to be a place where you learn not only from each other, but also from deeply being in the forest and from seeing the frontier of deforestation. So it's a really unique, it's going to be unique standards that you might know. And so really think about finding the budget to be able to join us, because we'd love to see you there. Thank you, Matthias.
Thank you, Lisa. All right, so what's next? After this call, as I said before, I'm gonna send you the main presentation where every single stream is detailed. It has the very large description of, not very large, but more detailed description of each stream. You can see what it is about, and you can, as Juami asked, you can choose as many one as you want, but please be realistic and make your best to attend the workshops that we invite you to, or even the moderators will invite you to join. So please join them. I'm going to send you the main presentation. I'm going to send you the calendar of the community for this year, so you can see when each workshop is happening. And I'm going to send you the link to the form where you choose the stream. You choose your streams basically, and you have 2 levels. We designed 2 levels of commitment, let's say. So if you watch the calendar and you see that you want to be part of the models and best practice on monitoring land use change stream, for example, but you see that the date is not feasible for you, then you can choose the number 2 level. If you choose number 1, we are expecting you to show up at this workshop. So you are committing to participating in the workshops. And number 2 is, I'm interested in this workshop, but I'm not gonna be able to join the workshop, the online workshop. So the second 2, the level 2 commitment, let's say, you're gonna still receive the recording. You're gonna be able to go through all the documents. So you're not gonna lose many benefits, let's say. But yeah, we would really like you to choose at least 3 level 1, and then as many as you want in level 2. That's a good number, let's say. So that was it. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. So if we have 2 minutes more for questions.
Yeah, thanks, Matthias. That's great. Yeah, so just if anyone has any comments or questions after on anything, we have a few minutes for that.
Just a practical question. I spoke to our M&E team and various regional officers, and they're interested in joining the workshops. Do they have to participate in an orientation call before they can join, or can I forward the application form?
No, they have to participate in an orientation call first.
Okay. Mm-hmm. When's the next orientation call?
It's gonna happen maybe in a few weeks. I'm gonna
okay.
In the next few days, I'm gonna send an email to the community with the next dates for orientation calls.
Yeah, because the next one I think is in Spanish. and then we need to do schedule the date for the next English one. So.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Thanks. Anyone else? Are you holding something that you want to say? No? Great. Well, thank you all for your time and for joining us. It's really exciting. It's a really nice mix of people on this call. So thanks for all your contributions. And I look forward to seeing you through Zoom, face-to-face somewhere in the future.
At the conference.
At least at the conference, at least. So yeah, bye everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.